My son, glad you're here with us.
Me too.
I'm glad you're all, everybody's here. We're glad. You too, everybody. Everybody welcome. Tell you that right now. And that's a pretty good trip. One that rode that early in the morning, we appreciate it. We'll return the favor.
Yeah, I'm sure. You know that ain't right.
She'll hold her breath.
Yeah.
One thing about this crowd, we can all get together and be as one because we all look to God for our glory and our honor. And we want to honor Him and obey Him and worship Him. And we figure and believe, or I do, that the only way we can worship God is in spirit and in truth. And I wanted to just read a few little things. I'm not going to take a whole lot of time. I'm really glad that Brother Reese is here. And I want him and Jeff to have the time. But I thought about Jackie a whole lot because she's getting to be a little bit old on us. and a few little things. But Bible says, for finding fault with them, He saith, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judea. This is a new covenant, not an old. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind. You know, if He puts His laws into your mind, they stick there, buddy. They're kind of put there. It's not wrote on, if it's say with the paper and tissue and stuff like that, where it can wither and go away. It's wrote in your heart, and when it's wrote in your heart, it'll stay there. For those, saith the Lord, I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God. See, I will be to them a God. It's hard to change that now, you know. And they shall be to me a people. You know, He said, I'll bring my people from the north country, from the south, and from the east, and from the west. I'll bring them into the land of Jerusalem. I'll put in their minds my laws and my ways, and they shall obey me. And I'll bring them up in truth and in righteousness in the heart of Jerusalem. And I think that's where this all takes place at the heart of Jerusalem. And I feel like at that heart, Jerusalem is in us, young, and I believe that city is in us. And I can't help from thinking that. And I asked Brother Reese a question the other night. I said, do you think when that Bible was wrote, that there was any people, any maybe American Indians or anybody in the United States? Absolutely, they had to be. This Bible was wrote many years ago, back in the 1400 and something. But how many times and how many issues and stories had come and gone, representing and showing and bringing forth this Christ, this Jesus, this love. You know, that's where it comes down to. If you're going to build something, you got to build it. You got to use 4 main ingredients. And if you don't use these ingredients, you might as well not build it. And I'll tell you what they are. They're L-O-V-E, love. And if you don't have love, and where do you get that love at? It's within you. It's put in your heart, and there's where it's at. And that's the only way you're going to build a bridge from me into you, and from you into me. And this blessed, we got blessed assurance. Well, we know that Jesus is ours. Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. And we got that. Where'd that come from? It's made steadfast and permanent in us. You can laugh and talk about all you want to all over the world, and people do. Ask each other questions and answer them according to their mind and to their knowledge. But this thing that we know of, this God that we know and worship and has always worshipped, our forefathers worshipped Him also, and that put us on the trail. But they're still here, and they're firm, and we can hear something, and if it ain't what we feel that is true to us, why to us it ain't true. And you know, we let somebody else have that. Don't take it away from them. Let them have it. But we know what God has done for us and what we can do, and what we can't go beyond our limitations to do neither evil or good. And He worketh in us both the will and the pleasure of his own good pleasure, both the will and the do of his own good pleasure. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, knowing the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. Now, youngs, how do you get around all? And I'm going to tell you, what this love means and how you can describe it. I don't know, I could be completely off, but this is the way I kind of understand it. You know, I remember a granddaughter telling a bunch of people, said, I'm sorry, it just drives me up, but anyhow, it was so beautiful the way it is, and the way it's just the way it looks to me. It's so beautiful and so splendid. But this little granddaughter said my grandpa is the best car driver in the whole wide world. Said I can say to him, said, Grandpa, pull in there and get me some candy. And he pulls right in. And there's you can beat that. That's love. And I want to tell you something else too. Little Riley, she's only like 3 years old. And I'm telling you, they said they was telling her what she had to do and what she must do if you stay here and all that kind of stuff. I don't know all the circumstances, but anyhow, she said, ask Pat. I tell you now, this is love, and you can't beat this love. Now, you got to let everybody have what they got, but where the love is, it's a simple thing. I love you, you love me. It's just as simple as it can be. But I want to get to the Sister Jack part. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more. In that he saith, a new covenant he has made the first old. See, if the old one was okay, he wouldn't have made it old, but he made it old. Now this is a new covenant. Now that which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away. We ain't got no permanent home here. I mean, we're going to, just like our daddy's done, our mother's done, our sister and our brother, we're going to follow the same path. We're going to go too. But anyhow, let somebody else, I can't even talk. I'm all dried up. And let somebody else come up and take my place, if you will. Brother Reese or Brother Jeffrey, whichever one.